Now appearing before you is the most beautiful, most inspiring, and most hard-working female criminal in all of China, a truly independent woman. After this woman was arrested, even the police praised her for being too hardworking.
他有这个钻研的这个精神，他还很努力很拼搏，但是他这个地方用错了。
Although she came from a humble background, and only studied hard up to 6th grade in elementary school, she still had lofty ideals and ambitions, determined to grow her savings to 8 figures.
我想的是赚个1000多万，但他们可能觉得100万都很多了，但我不这么认为，因为我觉得100万什么都可以。
To achieve this small goal, this young woman really tightened her belt, eating only 1 meal a day, working out for 8 hours, and even getting cut more than 1,000 times on her face, all just to give herself a perfect figure and beauty, so she could show off her charm in front of rich second-generation men, and then rely on them to complete her small goal of over 10 million yuan. Within 1 year, she made 8 rich second-generation men fall for it. But if you think this young woman was relying on rich second-generation men to scam money, then you are completely wrong. You must understand, this young woman is the most beautiful and most inspiring female criminal, and she only wanted to achieve her goal as quickly as possible, so she had no time to date rich second-generation men or talk about love, and instead directly used the most primitive and fastest way to make money: theft. Yes, you heard that right. Every time this young woman got to know a rich second-generation boyfriend, she would act very conservative, and look like a virtuous wife and mother, then use the excuse of going to his home to clean and do chores, and then loot all the valuable items in his home. She did it for money. She did not care what it was. If it could be sold, she would sell it all.
夸张到小的物件，奢侈品包、皮带、手机，大到打印机、投影仪。他曾经还问一个买家咨询：“冰箱是不是？”
By relying on this money-making track that very few people know about, within 6 months, this young woman looted the homes of 8 wealthy boyfriends, and made nearly 1 million yuan. Most importantly, after she stole from them, not a single one of her 8 boyfriends called the police, and they all chose to just let it go. So how could this young woman steal other people's things, and the victims would not pursue her responsibility? Next, perk up your ears and widen your eyes, watch carefully, and you will be left speechless. The story happened in 2001, and the young woman's name is Cho Seong, and she is 22 years old. She came from a humble background, with a gambling-addicted father, a sick mother, and a younger brother who was still in school. So she studied hard only up to 6th grade in elementary school, then dropped out and entered society, determined to use her own hands to break out of extreme poverty. Because Cho Seong was somewhat pretty, she used her looks as an advantage and became a live streamer. With her hard work in live streaming, her income was not bad, but every day was exhausting, especially when she had to cater to the big spenders. Cho Seong was supposed to keep going further and further on the live streaming path, but unexpectedly, one day, her first boyfriend took her to attend a rich family wedding, and Cho Seong, a girl from the countryside, finally saw the world of city people. From that moment on, she secretly vowed to work hard to make money, rise above others, and make life worry-free for herself and her family. But as everyone knows, the dividing line in life is background, so as a rural girl with no background at all, how could she rise above others? So after the wedding, Cho Seong stayed at home thinking for 3 full days. She decided to achieve herself with her own effort and hands, and become someone above others. Then she decided to start with her appearance and figure, and made a devilish training plan for herself. She ate only 1 meal a day, 1 bread and 1 egg each time, and then kept exercising for 8 hours. In the end, after 1 month of devil training, she finally became a princess at a certain club. That night, Cho Seong thought for a long time, and decided to start with the fastest way to get money. Because massage requires learning, she became a hostess, doing drinking companionship work, with a low barrier and basically no requirements, just make the boss happy by drinking with him. Just like that, inspiring Cho Seong worked as a hostess for only 2 months, and became the #1 at the club, and every day there would be big spenders inviting her to date. Her monthly income plus extra income could reach nearly 200,000 yuan. So here is the question, Cho Seong was already making nearly 200,000 yuan a month, so why would she still choose to steal? Because what Cho Seong wanted was never just the small comfort right in front of her, but a complete class leap. And after she started to have some income, once she got in contact with people who had far higher incomes, she even bragged that she would make 5 million yuan in 3 years, 10 million yuan in 5 years, retire gloriously at 25, and live a worry-free life from then on.
我想的是赚个1000多万，但他们可能觉得100万都很多了，但我不这么认为，因为我觉得100万什么都给。
But once she had a goal, how could she achieve it? So she racked her brains and thought for 3 days and 3 nights. In the end, she got inspiration from her first boyfriend. Back then, when her first boyfriend learned that she had gone to work at the club, he immediately came to find her and told her to quit, and if she did not quit, he would break up with her. This made Cho Seong struggle badly. On one side was her dream, on the other side was love. What should she do? So after 3 seconds of thinking, she kicked her first boyfriend to the curb. Because her upbringing told her that love without money is like a pile of loose sand. So she decided to make money first, and then start a family.
现在赚足够的钱后，就能找到更优秀的人了，也不是说不要急着现在要结个婚，又不是说嫁不出去，对吧？就我这种形象，我还怕找不到男朋友嘛，对吧？
After breaking up with her, her first boyfriend immediately turned around and found a rich older woman as his girlfriend, and his life became a life of no worries about food or clothing, and he even lived in a high-rise building every day. So Cho Seong thought of it, she could also become a rich person's girlfriend. But rich people have high standards and can be picky. Although Cho Seong had some charm, that still could not make rich people fall for her at first sight. So for her dream, she decisively gave up her job that paid 200,000 yuan a month, spent 3 months taking classes to learn conversation skills, worked on outfits, improved her temperament, and even spent 2 months of wages on cosmetic surgery, getting cut more than 1,000 times. After Cho Seong finished all that, she became extremely charming, and once she went out, she could make several rich second-generation men fall for her. But Cho Seong did not do what her first boyfriend did, dating rich people to milk money from them, because Cho Seong had her own method. You have to know, a truly excellent money-making expert would never waste time on projects with a long cycle. Instead of dating for 3 to 5 months just to get a tiny 500,000 to 600,000 yuan, it is better to directly loot these rich people, that is far more real, and making 1 million to 2 million yuan in half a week. Would that not be wonderful? So after Cho Seong started dating rich second-generation men, she used all kinds of excuses to move into their homes. When her boyfriend went out to talk business or mess around, she would sell all the valuable items in the home and turn them into cash. But would Cho Seong not be afraid that her boyfriends would call the police? To be honest, she was afraid. But compared to being reported, Cho Seong was even more afraid of having no money. But later on, it became obvious that her fear was unnecessary, because for these rich second-generation men worth tens of millions or even hundreds of millions, losing a few 100,000 yuan was basically nothing. If they called the police, people would think they had no big picture, and they would lose face.
如果真的追究的话，可能他觉得会很麻烦。
Because no one called the police, within just 4 months, Cho Seong did it 8 times in a row, stealing from the homes of 8 suckers who were wealthy, and made over 1 million yuan. But just as Cho Seong was planning that if she dated 30 more boyfriends, she could retire with over 10 million yuan, when she was preparing to loot the home of her 9th boyfriend, she did not expect that this rich young man had a little unusual habit. He installed surveillance cameras in the bedroom. That day, after Cho Seong spent a wild night with Mr. Wong, and Mr. Wong went to work, Cho Seong started looting his home.
就看到监控里面开始翻箱倒柜搬东西，就完全震碎了3观。
After Mr. Wong saw the footage, he realized that this woman was actually after his money. He was furious, and immediately messaged Cho Seong, saying he would call the police. Cho Seong immediately begged and apologized, and said she would return what she had stolen, so at that time Mr. Wong did not pursue it. But when he came home after socializing, he discovered that Cho Seong only promised nicely with her mouth, and his home had already been looted clean.
本来说等我下班回来吃饭，还说了天花乱坠，说了一大堆。当我满怀美好的想回来吃顿晚饭，发现已经是人去楼空，东西也被打劫了。
In an instant, Mr. Wong was so angry that he did not know whether to laugh or cry. Not only did he not get dinner, even his own pot was stolen. So the furious Mr. Wong stormed into the police station to report the case. After the police learned the situation and followed the surveillance clues, within half a week they successfully arrested Cho Seong. Afterwards, what shocked the police even more was that they found that in Cho Seong's bank account, with a balance flow of 2 million yuan, her daily spending was only dozens of yuan on food delivery.
点外卖吧， 正常的自己的一日三餐解决一下，或者是有一些打车费。
The police were puzzled at the time, taking such a huge risk but not enjoying it in time. What was the point? However, Cho Seong's next answer shocked everyone present. She said that she could not let the short-lived happiness of spending drown her determination to make big money. To make over 10 million yuan sooner, even though she loved beauty, she would not even buy cosmetics, and instead she would go to brand stores to mooch sample testers.
能剩一点是一点吧，自己能节约一点，能哪边少开支一点，这个离他3年500万的更近一步。
我确实挺节约的，因为我这钱本来就是要省着去买房子的，我真的是要买房子，不是说拿来去乱消费的，我不是这样，我赚的钱每一分都是重要用处的。
Cho Seong stayed true to her original intention, holding to the principle of buying a home, and when she stole, she followed a 3 clean policy: find everything, steal everything, sell everything.
夸张到小的物件，奢侈品包、皮带、手机，大到打印机、投影仪。他曾经还问一个买家咨询过冰箱熟不熟。
At this time, a female police officer questioned Cho Seong, saying, "You are so beautiful, why can you not properly find a rich boyfriend and get along well? Wouldn't the life of a wealthy wife also be quite comfortable? Why must you choose theft? Living in fear every day, and once you are caught you still have to bear legal responsibility." To this, Cho Seong answered with clear-headed realism, relying on men in a one-sided way will never bring long-lasting love and a future.
要有经济实力，要不然别人不可能。这不是电视剧上面的这些童话剧情，对吧？
And sometimes, being good-looking is not a good thing for children from poor families. Cho Seong is the best example.
是的，初中的时候，我就是经常被女孩子欺负，有时候的一些痛苦吧，就是想忘记他们，就是想。
In the end, after the local court trial, Cho Seong confessed to her crimes, and was sentenced to 8 years in prison. But even after being sentenced and about to be sent to prison, inspiring Cho Seong was still thinking about her money-making plan. Half a week before she was caught, Mr. Wong bought her a pair of shoes online that cost 3,000 yuan. Even though she was about to serve her sentence, she still could not let go of this pair of shoes.
在送押过程中，他就生怕这个被害人到时候退款然后他这双鞋子就达不到了，他就还希望我们帮他跟淘宝客服更改这个送货地，送到湖南老家。
Cho Seong also proved to us with her actions that a true strong person never complains about the environment. If you cannot do it, then you cannot do it. It is not because the road is uneven.